Returning guys, anybody taking a massive step forward for you or done something you really pushed them to do after last season concluded?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard when you start singling guys out. A lot of guys have made jumps. Top of my head, I think Peyton Manco's made a big jump. We wanted to see the breaking balls improve. Last outing, he was throwing sliders at 83, 85 miles an hour, getting a lot of strikeouts. So he was a K-ball starter this summer. He's a guy that's made a big jump. John Abraham has, added some mass to his body. He stayed back and didn't play summer ball. We just wanted him to get more physical. He has definitely done that. He's up to 210, 215 right now. The velo has ticked up with that as well. So those two guys probably stick out the most. Marlowe has made some jumps. Wes Mendez looks a lot better. He looks a lot cleaner. He took it to summer as well to recover from the season, but also kind of refine the delivery, do some things with that. And watching the bullpen yesterday, he said 94, 95 in the bullpen, and the pitch mix and changeup has got more consistent. So as far as returners, those are guys that stick off the top of my head, but a lot of guys have made good jumps.
What about Ben Barrett? I know he's had his ups and downs, but he seems to be kind of locked in, and he says velo's.
Yeah, Ben Barrett, the velo is probably been ticked down from what we saw it last year, but the command has been better. He's tried to simplify his delivery last year, kind of got uphill with his torso and was kind of leaning back and trying to do too much. So he's kind of flattened that out a little bit. Right now, he's leading our team in finish percentage, which is swing and miss percentage with 2 strikes this fall. So the swing and miss stuff's still there. The strikes have gotten better, but we still like to see him take one more step as far as the command goes.
Coach, you mentioned about with Mendez and also he's been having. When we spoke to him, you feel like that last year, the postseason really left a bad taste in the mouth of how he performed in his Oregon State. Like, how much he was really just having to embrace that and having to improve on his game going to this season.
Yeah, I mean, I think the way that season ended for him, he's a competitor, so I don't think that sat well with him. It definitely fueled him, and I think, moving forward, you can tell, like, he's kind of got something to prove, and anytime your season ends like that, I think it sits on you for a while, and we have to take it and move past it, but also try to use it in a way that we think it's going to help us moving forward. And for Wes, I think he's matured through that. He's done some things that I think are going to help with that. But yeah, I mean, he's improved, and you can tell like he's got something to prove. He's got a little edge to him. So I feel like last year's game might have added to that for sure.
From a pitching coach's perspective, just how valuable is it to have them go up against guys that I haven't seen before? They don't have the daily scouting report, it feels like, and doing it in front of a crowd.
Yeah, that's important. I mean, hitters that don't know what you're going to throw with 2 strikes, don't know how you want to tackle them, don't know what pitches you want to lean on. That's important. I think the most important part of this is going to see how guys respond to an environment, a crowd, to big moments. And Mississippi State's going to be a really good team. We saw that here last year in the regional. So for us, it'll give us a chance to see some guys that maybe we haven't seen yet in a game setting, and kind of evaluate what does this look like when things get ramped up with fans and in a big environment.
The portal group, the newcomers, freshmen included, how have they performed for you on the mound, and has anybody maybe exceeded expectations off the game?
Yeah, the portal group's been good. I think Trey Beard, you kind of knew what you were getting. A guy punched out, I think, 120 guys last year, so you kind of knew what you're getting, a mature pitcher that throws a lot of strikes with a lot of different pitches, and he's been as advertised. Bryson Moore, I feel like, is a guy that is probably a little bit better than we thought he was going to be coming in. He's made a pretty loud statement in his outings. It's been pretty electric. Cole Stokes, the velo is up to 99 in the last outing. The slider's gotten good. He's throwing a lot of strikes with the heaters, which is what we want to see. So, one name that's probably a little under radar right now is Cato O'Leary. He's had a real big fall for us. He's been one of the better performers, up to 95. The breaking ball's been sharp. He's gotten a ton of swing and miss, the changeup, the cutter. It's a really good pitch mix. He's a young pitcher, pretty much a redshirt freshman. Didn't get a lot of innings last year, so he's a guy that has definitely exceeded expectations. And I know I'm missing some guys, but like right off the top of my head, like those are some guys that I can think of right off the top of my head.
What is it that Moore's doing that makes him just stand out to you?
There's 5 pitches for strikes, which is really unique. You don't get that in college baseball. He's got a curveball, a slider, a changeup, a cutter, and a fastball. And on a grading scale, all 5 pitches grade out above average. And so you got not only 5 pitches, you got 5 above average pitches. And then the feel for the strikes, and he's a premium strike thrower. He's mature on and off the field, and he's pretty consistent. And the way he goes about his work, if you left here and go in the weight room right now, like he's in there right now getting ready for the practice today, and he's not even throwing a bullpen or anything. So, for him, there's some things that make him unique for sure.
During the fall, are you thinking about these are my starters, weekend guys, midweek guys, these are my long relievers, my one-inning guys, situational guys, closer types, or is it just go pitch and we'll figure it out?
No, yeah, it's just right now it's just go pitch, and we're gonna figure out in the spring. As a pitching coach, your mind kind of drifts to that. You're trying to figure out which roles you can use guys in, and you're definitely thinking that. But right now, nobody's going to win and lose a weekend job this fall. That's going to be one when we come back in January. Right now, it's about making them a better pitcher. How can we get better? How can we, what are some areas we can grow in? And that's kind of what our focus is right now with the staff.
Do you feel good though that do you have a confidence in the group that you have guys for each and every one of those types of roles?
Yeah, we have a lot of experience on the staff. I did the math. I think we have 800 college innings, Division I college innings on the staff, and close to 400 Division I college appearances on the staff. So it's not going to lack for experience, in my opinion. This is going to be a very experienced older staff, and we're excited about that. In the ACC, if you want to have good bullpen, good depth, like you have to have experience. And if you look at what we added some guys with some big time Division I experience in every role, starters, relievers, closers. So we're excited about what this staff could be.
Did you do that intentionally in the portal?
Absolutely. I think for us, we want to be able to start games well, and we want to be able to end games well. And last year, there's times where we had a hard time putting both together, and so when we went into the portal, but we were trying to figure out how can we start games well and how can we finish them well. And so that was the thought when we were adding the arms. So for sure, that was definitely how can we put together complete 9 innings, 3 days in a weekend, and then the midweek.
I know it's more kind of like tie and link, but defensively you lose Lodis and Farrell. They gave you the outfield. Do you have that level of athleticism in the defense?
Yeah. I mean, the defense has been pretty good. It's a lot of depth. There's going to be some fresh faces out there, but I know Link's been working those guys pretty good, trying to get that thing where he likes it. Anytime you lose Lodis, I mean, it's Golden Spikes finalist, that's not easy to replace, but there's a lot of able bodies out there, and there is a lot of athleticism. And I think this year's team has a chance to be more athletic than last year's team for sure.
Thinking about Saturday in particular, are you trying to get as many guys one inning as possible in front of that crowd, or do you have a different strategy about it?
Yeah, it's hard because our guys are currently throwing 2 innings, and if you throw them to 1 inning, it kind of stunts their development in the fall. So probably our approach is going to be half the guys will throw 2 innings, and then the other half of the guys will throw 1 inning. That way we can get 10 arms in there and get a look, but we'll probably throw 4 or 5 guys 2 innings, and then the rest of them will probably throw 1 inning just to get some looks at some young guys that haven't done it before. Mendez is a guy that we know what he is. Johnny Abraham, we know what those guys are. There's a chance they might not pitch this weekend, but they're going to throw Thursday, and they're going to still get their work in. But this weekend, it's about seeing some guys that we haven't seen before and trying to figure out what we got.